What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about the fastest way to start out as a beginner DJ. Alright, so I've been DJing for over 15 years, and whenever a new person comes to me asking, hey man, like, I want to start DJing, I don't know how to get started, like, can you like point me in the right direction, can you help me? I normally have one answer, but before I tell you exactly what that answer is, let's talk about a few things. First off, most people who are asking me how to start DJing usually fall into at least one of three categories. Number one, they're young and want to start DJing normally around the high school age, like, 13, 14, 15, 16, somewhere around there. They see what some other big DJs are doing and they want to live like that rock star lifestyle. Number two, they're approximately my age, which is around late 20s, 30s, and figure they always love music and they want to learn it more as a hobby. Last but not least, number three, someone who ultimately wants a side hustle so they can make a decent amount of money while still having fun and not necessarily killing themselves. Now, all of those categories do have some truth to them about DJing, but the reason why I'm making this video is because out of the 10 people who ask me to help them, literally less than one actually sticks around and becomes a true working DJ. You see, people tend to forget that DJing is a skill, and a skill takes time to develop. I don't necessarily mean years of experience, but it does take loads of time and practice and time management. If you have other obligations and responsibilities that get in the way of your practicing and rehearsing, well, your skill's ultimately going to take longer to develop. I mean, that's common sense. So, how do you get started fast? Well, here are some mistakes that people make when they want to start DJing fast. Ironically, as I'm making this video, the first one is they watch a ton of YouTube. I know I'm kind of shooting myself for this, but it's ultimately true. The problem with learning strictly online is that you're doing more time watching and not enough time rehearsing, right? Online tutorials should account for 40% or less of your skill development. You have to keep in mind that most people who are self-taught normally don't have a professional to critique them when practicing or performing. So imagine that you're learning to beat mix and you watched about 10 different videos on how to properly do it. You start the mix, you line up the songs, and you make the transition smoothly. You did it. Or did you? You see, there are a lot of elements that go into a pro style technique. And when a pro isn't around you, you may be doing something technically right, but your logic is flawed because you don't know if the technique you're doing is actually correct, right? You don't know if you're actually performing it the proper way. You get it? It's like when you were a kid and the teacher was making you read out loud in the class. If you mispronounced a word, the teacher was supposed to correct you so you know not to do that again. This is the same concept, it's just with DJing. All right, the second mistake most people make, like the most people make, is they buy equipment that they're not gonna use right away. So I've spoken about this with other industry professionals and I've even dabbled about it in some of my other videos, but let me get this completely out of the way. When you are new at a skill, it's not always in your best interest to purchase the most luxurious gear. In today's world, 90% of the fundamental skills of DJing only requires a mixer that you could purchase for about $200 to $300 and a laptop with a proper OS that isn't from 2017 or lower. Yeah. Speakers, mics, turntables, and other big time equipment are expensive. And if you don't know how to use them, you are literally burning your money. One of the first tunes I ever taught got a gift from his uncle, and it ended up being a big time adjustment for him to learn on turntables. Luckily, he was dedicated and practiced daily, but imagine if he only practiced twice a week. You see, that equipment would have collected way more dust. Taking events and gigs too early. That's the last one that I see all the time that people make mistakes on. You see, I'm a big believer in on-the-job training. I refer to it as baptism under fire. But when you're dealing with high quality clients and money, you don't want to ruin your reputation before it even begins. I've watched DJs get burnt out of clubs because they pissed off a headlining DJ and now they are stuck doing local bars because no club or headlining DJ wants to hire them. What's even worse is that the money that they are making is minimal. So not only do you destroy your reputation in the industry, you're also unintentionally lowballing their competition because they're bad reputation. See, it's important to remember you're not just representing yourself when you're DJing. You're representing the event space, you're representing the people who hired you, and you're also representing the brand of the DJ brethren, if you want to call it that, right? I mean, you're in the hospitality business. not the get-rich-quick business. So you gotta take your time and be sure you can handle certain jobs. All right, so I hit a lot of major points here, and you're probably still wondering, okay, you've explained this, but what is the fastest way to becoming a DJ? Well, look, when a person asks me to help them get started, I normally say, come work for me. Yeah, I literally attempt to give them a job. Okay, the fastest way to start DJing is to shadow a professional who does it for a living. Like most things in life, a mentor is someone who you must follow to mirror their image. This applies to DJing as well. If your favorite DJ asks you to be a personal assistant for no pay, right? Like Tiesto or David Guetta or Jazzy Jeff asks you to assist them for no pay, I'm pretty sure that most of you would jump on it. But what if a local DJ in your area who has some success getting gigs needs an assistant for minimum wage? Would you take it? This is where I get a lot of burnouts. To develop a skill faster, it's better to study and learn on the job. Watch how your mentor works a crowd, handles adversity, sets up equipment, and even arranges like contracts, arrival times, all that stuff. Do whatever you can to aid that person in exchange for knowledge and experience. Ask if you can do a 15-minute set, or maybe even open up for them. Ask if they can help you by critiquing your mixes. To dedicate yourself to a mentor is the fastest way for you not to only improve your skills, but build relationships. But John, I live in a really remote area. There's not a lot of DJs where I'm from. Like, what do I do? All right, I suggest attending a couple workshops and showcases throughout the year. You can find tons of mentors across the world, but in order to get to them, you need to go there. From Atlantic City, Vegas, Arizona, Florida, and more, there are tons of DJs and music conventions throughout the year. Be sure to check them out whenever you get a chance. Yes, it's an investment, but you have to remember that the investment will be worth it with a good ROI. Obviously, watching YouTube videos, listening to mixes online, watching Twitch streams will help you mold you into becoming the DJ you want to be. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making this video to begin with. But nothing beats being on hand with a professional. By being an assistant, roadie, tech, promoter, you'll get access to information that no video will be able to give to you. Wisdom and experience is better than knowledge in the real world, believe me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you found it helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel and hit that little notification button so you can watch new content every time I post it up. As always guys, thanks for tuning in and I'll see you next time. Deuces.